Manifestation Bathtubers. Welcome to Manifestation Bathtub.
Welcome to Manifestation Bathtub. For
some reason, Facebook's not letting me go horizontal today. It's only letting me go vertical. So we'll have to figure that out later. But we have a special guest today, and I'm super excited for you guys to meet him. His name's Jeff, and he's awesome. We're going to explain him to you in a minute. But first, let's talk about what we're putting in our bathtub. We are putting, can you guys read that? Stressed moms in our bathtub. Stressed moms. You ready? So let's plop it in there. Bloop. Okay, looking pretty good. Hi, hummingbird. All right, guys. Let's get in the bathtub. Hi, Patience. You in, hon? Hello. All right, you better get in there, babe. Honey. Hide your genitals.
Hide my jennies. Uh-oh. Okay, they're hidden.
We're gonna have to have a slightly different angle today because of the vertical option. So
turn off the water.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Here we are. All right, hold on one second. Let me just.
Is Jeff here?
Just get this right. I hope Jeff is here.
I don't see him yet.
Okay. There we go.
Hide your jennies.
Hey guys. So, Manifestation Bathtub today. Welcome to our show, Manifestation Bathtub, where every week we go live from our bathtub and we talk about the law of attraction. We talk about manifestation. We talk about letting a little bit of water out of this tub.
We talk about abundance for
full.
real. Look at this.
Lots of abundance. And so this week's topic is why.
Guest.
No, we have a topic as well. Yeah, this came up for me in my coaching call earlier this morning with my sister Katie, which is hello Jeff. All right, awesome. We'll bring you on in just a second. So today's topic is why receiving is just as important as giving in manifestation. Why learning to be a receiver and receive gifts from people, from the universe, it's the ultimate act of being a giver. You can't be a complete giver until you learn how to receive as well. And so what does that mean? It means learning how to ask for help is a big one. It means learning to receive gifts from others, where if someone around you in your life is doing better than you and they want to share their abundance, their blessings with you, it's just as important to say yes as it is to be a giver and give to others as well, and to share your own abundance. Because if you're not receiving gifts from other people, if you're always the one that says, oh, no, I couldn't possibly, then what you're doing is good morning, Katie Lasky, what you're doing is you're taking away the pleasure that they get in being a giver. So why is it in your life that you're the only one that's allowed to get that pleasure of giving? That's selfish right there, to restrict that pleasure only to yourself and not to anyone else around you. Oh, I can give away everything myself, but if somebody else tries to give something to me, no. You are not allowed to have that pleasure of giving that thing to me. I do not accept that. I'm good on my own, thank you very much. Has anybody ever had this happen to you? When you're on one side of it, when you're saying no thank you to everyone else offering you things, or if you're on the other side, when you're a giver and you're trying to offer something to someone just because you want to, and they say no thanks. No, that's okay. It's okay, I'll figure it out. I got it, I'm good. How many of you guys can relate to that? And so that brings us to our guest today, Jeff J. Hunter. And what this has to do with receiving is that, we have this business that has grown. It's like tripled in size in the last month, Phil. And, I have another job. We were doing this challenge and I was doing 3 bodywork clients a week in addition to being a social media manager for Forest Yoga and running their online store and writing their newsletters. And so we reached a point where we realized
we need some help.
We need some help. We cannot continue doing this on our own.
We can't do this all on our own anymore.
No, we can't. We have one employee. We love you, Audrey. And we have a virtual assistant team in the Philippines, which is
Jeff manages.
managed by our friend Jeff. So what Jeff also does is he is helping us re-strategize everything about our business so that we can do the parts of it that we really love, and so that all the rest of it runs super smoothly and it grows at the pace that it started to grow this year, and it continues to grow at that pace with help from Jeff and his team. So let's bring Jeff on and we'll ask Jeff what he thinks about being a receiver. Let's see here. Here we go. Might take a... Hey, Jeff!
We did it!
Look who's in your bathtub.
Awesome.
I have to admit, my first time ever doing, you know, they call me the underwear entrepreneur, but this time I don't have anything.
We are the bathtub entrepreneurs.
We are the bathtub entrepreneurs. Oh no, and one of my clients and mentees, Kurt Tompkins, is watching, so he's gonna get a real eyeful.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
You know, we don't quite know what's going on there. Let's see your bathtub, Jeff.
Oh, you don't want to see this. My bubbles done come out. The bubbles I have left are right here. You do not want to see this. But I do have my rubber ducky here with me.
Oh,
and
awesome.
let's see if I can.
Let's see your rubber ducky. Oh, cute. That's pretty amazing. So Jeff.
What is going on, people?
Yeah, good to see you, man. So tell us a little bit about what you do right now and how that has to do with the active receiving.
Kurt Tompkins and Catherine Somerville say, "Oh my God, too funny."
What's going on, everybody?
Don't drop.
This is a side of me you've never seen before. So it's funny that this topic is coming up, because just last night one of my clients and friends, Dan Henry, was just talking about how manifestation is BS. And so I have mixed reviews, because I think a lot of people think of manifestation in a wrong way. And I think that they believe that they're going to think really, really hard and they're going to manifest themselves whatever they want in life without acting. See?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. And my wife is looking at me right now. She's laughing her ass off. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Hi, wifey.
Hey.
Hey. Welcome to our show.
Uh-oh.
Continue.
My phone's going crazy right now. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. I'm using my DJ. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh, you guys do not want to see this right now. Hold on, let me make sure it's not gonna see anything inappropriate. Okay, it's good. It's good. Hold on. Let me no, it wants to look down. It's not good. Not good. Wait, I'm totally going to take this thing out of my DJI right now, because if you guys saw what is beneath, it would just be, yeah. It's not PG-13. I'll tell you that.
This is why people
Okay.
come on Manifestation Bathtub to see the accidental nip and Jenny slip.
Accidentals. Oopsie. So manifestation in general, okay, is about active. I like what you said, active receiving, right? And understanding that, you know, I think it's, if you guys are watching right now, and I want to can we make this interactive? Because I want to know, just from people and people's like awareness level, like as far as manifestation goes, who here knows what the heck manifestation is, right? Mm-hmm. I want to see, like, put a 1, type a 1 if you believe or know what manifestation is. And if you're still fuzzy about it, we're going to get into it, okay? Because I think there's a lot of misconception about manifestation. Okay, there's people that say they do. Mm-hmm. So it's absolutely untrue if you think manifestation is like this genie in a bottle and you're just like rubbing it and then all of a sudden your dreams come true. It's not how it happens, okay? Manifestation is active. Manifestation is about putting in and getting out what you put in, right? Everyone believes that you get what you put in, right? Yeah. That's the same thing, right? Would you guys agree?
So the things that you put in. in your
So,
your experience?
you know, I think that manifestation has a lot to do with our own unique skills and abilities. Personally, myself, I believe in the 9-10 life philosophy. I know you guys know I'm a huge believer of it, that we really should be focused on our unique abilities and our own talents that we have in life. And we should use those abilities for good, to better society, to help other people. And like you guys said before you brought me on, a lot of people, I would say, don't understand, because maybe it's a maturity thing, but they don't understand that when you give people value, when you do things for people, like, that's the best thing that you could possibly do. And by the way, asking for money and receiving value for what you do is a key proponent of that.
Yeah.
Whether it's time, whether it's advice, whether it's a trade, a barter, or what you do. I mean, that goes back to ancient times.
Yeah.
It's the very most valuable thing that we can possibly do, is trade our time and skills and whatever we have, or for things that we don't have. That's what trade is. Like, we see a car, we know that a car is worth X amount of money. Well, that's because it produces so much value in our lives, and we're willing to trade the money that we've earned through our own skills to get that car.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, and a lot of people don't think of it in that way. They think that manifestation is some genie in a bottle type thing. So for me, what the skills that I do is, I'm good at managing virtual teams. I'm good at identifying the unique abilities that other people have and harnessing those to get more stuff done. I'm a doer. I'm a project manager by trade. I've been in IT my whole life. I love learning. I spend 2 to 3 hours a day, sometimes more, on my own personal development. I'm a personal development junkie.
Cool.
Shout out to Daniel Geffen, who is now #1 bestseller. He just came out with a great book. I'm going to give him a shout out real quick.
Cool.
Called The Self-Help Addict.
Okay.
And he has a podcast. He's interviewed hundreds of people, some of the biggest names. And the truth is, I think podcasting and what we're doing right here is a perfect example of manifestation, because I'm sharing with you guys the skills and abilities and the value that I've learned over time. And then you're teaching me things that you've learned over time, and that there's no other faster way to get things back in life than to give things in life.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's through knowledge. I think knowledge is the currency that we have. People pay other people because they don't know how to do something, or they don't want to do something.
That was smooth. That was smooth.
True. That was awesome, Jeff. Thank you so much. I have to say, somebody is knocking and pounding and ringing our doorbell right now, and I do not know what's going on. So Kit just got out of the bathtub completely naked. He's going to go check on the door real quick.
Kirk says that I was hoping it was like a magic wand.
What was it?
I love this. Exactly what I believe.
Again.
Trying to, I'm like, just naked trans man showing up the door to say, get away. I'm naked in the bathroom, Jeff. Jay Hunter, leave me alone.
Like, the naked trans man answers the door. You're like, what is going on right now?
If they didn't leave, I was about to just show them my naked Jennies.
You're like, oh, I just had a visual, and I'm not going to go there. You guys are too funny.
What? There is a reason we didn't go horizontal today.
Yes.
Well,
Because-
so, yeah, because you wouldn't have been able to do that.
I would not have been able to do that slippery slide out of the
Yeah.
bathtub.
Yeah,
That was some skill.
See?
that was some skill. So I just want to read a quote that just popped up from my sister. This is who I had the coaching call with this morning. She said, "The fullness of generosity is receiving." Wise words I heard this morning from a unicorn. That would be me.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Yeah.
so here's what's happening here, Jeff. Let's just be real. We are paying you $18,000 to receive your magic.
Mm-hmm.
And so why, can you tap into why receiving is important? Sorry, we're freezing.
Yeah, receiving is really important, guys. Hi, Kendra. Kendra just showed up. She's one of my faves.
Woohoo! Hey, Kendra.
So we're paying you.
Kendra, speaking of receiving, Kendra has just last week quit her job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was able to manifest through action, active receiving. She was able to receive quite a number of blessings. She started a new strategy on LinkedIn with me,
Cool.
and she was able to make $12,000, well, probably more than that since then.
Cool.
$12,000 since Christmas, just by using a strategy and having a virtual assistant contact people on her behalf and get them into appointments on her calendar.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So here's
And I don't know.
Jeff.
Hi, Kendra. She says she loves the title.
These are your God-given gifts. Shouldn't we just get them for free? Don't you just want to give them to us? Why do you need to receive our money?
Receiving money is good for everyone, guys. And I am a capitalist. You can hate on it all you want. But the truth is, when you give something of value, people have to pay you, because if there's no exchange, you guys want to know the worst deals, and I bet you guys probably know this, the worst deals you've ever made in your life were probably the ones that you didn't pay for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or someone didn't pay you,
Yeah.
and you were like, I'm just going to do it. Because then there's this value thing where like, well, I don't need to do it because they didn't pay me, or you don't feel there's a value exchange happening. Money is so important, guys. And it doesn't have to just be money. Like, trading time is really important. Like if I helped you do something and you helped me do something or whatever. But I think money in general is like the ultimate show of appreciation, and it's a gift, right? Like we all need money to survive.
Yeah.
And money is just a realization of value of what we do for someone else. That's all. That's all it is.
Exactly.
You know what it is? It's like you can trade services, you can trade, bath bombs, you can trade food, but when you give someone money, you're giving them freedom.
Money is freedom, I think, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Money is, and it's not even money. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. It's what we can do with the money.
Exactly. It's what it represents.
Right.
And that was the other thing I was talking about this morning, again, with my sister. That same conversation was, we were talking about how, for a lot of people, it's scary to consider asking for money. It's scary to even think about your financial situation if it's not where you want it to be.
Totally.
And so what we were talking about, what I was getting her to do is to help rewire the way her brain responds when she thinks about money. So she's at a point right now where when she thinks about money, she goes, there's not enough of it. I'm scared I'm not going to survive. And now I'm trying to help her rewire her brain so that she can start thinking about it as what freedom opens up to her when she does have more money. And so for her, that would mean getting a new car that doesn't break down all the time, going on trips with her kids, having vacations, maybe buying some land and building her own house one day. These are things in life that we should all have the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
If you can just rewire your reaction to money and be more open to letting it flow into your life and receiving it, then and taking the fear away from even thinking about it, then that opens you up to creating this life that's not only good for you, but it's good for your kids, it's good for everybody else around you. The energy that you bring into your life is going to be more profound, it's going to be more positive, it's going to reflect on everyone else around you. And then the coolest part about all of that is then when you get to that point where you don't have to be scared or fearful when you think about money and you've got enough to go around, you can start giving it back to the things you really care about. Like
exactly.
It's, and it's like that's what people really want to do. You say, what do you want to do? What would you do if you won the lottery, right? A lot of people say they'd travel, they'd buy a house for their parents, they'd fund their nieces and nephews' college educations, and then I would donate to charity. And it's like, great. What charities do you feel passionate about? Building houses for people in Ecuador, opening an orphanage, feeding the hungry, saving animals, like all these different causes. Or for me, it's teen suicide. Like I feel really passionate about helping people raise money for suicide prevention, especially for teens, especially for LGBT teens. That's a personal thing of mine. And now that I'm at a point in my life where we don't have to worry about bills, I can start to give to that cause, and I can start to actually have the impact on the world that I want to have, that I wouldn't have had before because I couldn't receive. I wasn't allowing myself to receive.
Money and value gives us the power to do bigger things in our lives for others. And a lot of people that I know have the wrong attitude about money and value. And some of them, when they start getting success, they actually start feeling guilty.
Right.
And it's the absolute worst, because that's, first off, it's the wrong. If you're making money, first off, you guys, we met through a very a mutual friend, David DiGiorgio. Shout out to David.
Love Davide.
Davide. And he's all about being unapologetic. And I love that. Unapologetic.
That's the naked man with the bubbles on his head.
Says the man with the bubble mohawk. So the most hair I've had in quite some time, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Looks very nice.
But no joke, like, the thing is, when we have money, when we have that money, we're able to do more things. I'm able to hire more people.
Right.
For me, I have over 40 people or so on my team right now.
Just speak the future.
All around the world.
Next week it'll be 50. Come on.
I'm leaving to the Philippines on the 12th, and one of the things I do plan on doing, and I just want to talk about this for a second, manifestation, active manifestation. Okay. Last week, you guys know this, I was really feeling down. January 31st came, and I lost a really big client. They announced it to me on December 29th that they were going to discontinue all third-party sales enablement contracts, which is what I had. I helped a really nice, fun startup. I helped scale them. I've been working with them since they were a $100 million company, and now they were valued for $2 billion.
Wow.
And I've been on that journey with them since February of 2015.
Wow.
They're wonderful clients. I love them to death. But they've had some turnover. They've had staff, and they've had their new VP of sales and director of sales and stuff. And the first thing they do when they come in, they have to be the hero and find out where they're spending all their money, right? Now, we had a contract with them. It was a high 4-figure, sometimes low 5-figure monthly retainer. So it's a really high retainer, and it accounted for my biggest revenue for the past 3 years. And on December 29th, they told me that it wasn't going to happen. They said that unfortunately we got slashed, and so did everyone else. They try to make you feel better by slashing everyone else. Well, here's the thing. Eight of my team members work for that client exclusively. Wow. And I'm not in the market of firing people. Yeah. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I do. I created VA Staffer because I want to create job and create value for people. And a lot of my team's in the Philippines, guys, and I can tell you right now, like, you can't even imagine how much, like, the average person in the Philippines right now, like, the average wage in the Philippines right now is like $9 a day.
Wow.
So to be able to provide way more than that is just incredible, and like, that's one of the things that I'm really passionate about. My wife and I went to the Philippines. We lived there with my 3-year-old son for a whole month in 2016 to develop out my team, and I didn't want to let anybody go. So this is a proof of active manifestation. On December 29th, they told me that I had until January 31st. So I came up with this plan. I said, you know what, guys? They're doing LinkedIn mainly. LinkedIn is one of my bread and butters in my business because no one uses it right. No one uses LinkedIn the right way. They're just selling. So what I was doing with the other client was mining and finding contact information, because that's gold, right? Mm-hmm. So what I did was I came up with this idea. I've been doing this since April of 2016, this whole thing on LinkedIn. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a package. I'm going to make a package that almost everyone can afford, sub $500, that could literally bring in dozens of new leads and business to people's companies. Right?
Not resourceful.
Yeah, and I just said, and if I sell this for $500, and I do a consult call with people, because there is a little bit of work that needs to be done before the VAs can get in there. Mm-hmm. And I said, for 3 hours a day, you can have a virtual assistant go into your LinkedIn account and just work leads for you. Like, get people on your calendar like Kendra. Okay.
Wow.
And I said, and no one's doing these done for you services like that. So I'm like, let's just do it. Let's rock and roll. I put a really good system together. I made a bunch of videos showing how to do it. And I really put a lot of time on the back end to make it work. And then I was like, well, now I need to advertise this. How can I actively manifest people into this program? Right? So I put on these free weekly trainings. And thanks, Ben, for the support, by the way. And I put on these weekly trainings, and at the end of the training, I said, guys, if you want to do this, if you want to use my virtual assistant team to do this, let's go. And I had 4 people sign up my very first week, and I was like, yes. And I did the math, and I said, I need 12. I need 12 people for $500 a month to replace that $6,000 a month-ish retainer. And everyone will have jobs. Everyone will keep their jobs.
Yeah.
That was to me the biggest thing was, can I keep these jobs? You know, like if I got 12 people to do this, my team would have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So guess what? The second week happened. I got 2 people signed up. So I'm like, okay, there's 6. I'm halfway there.
All right.
Cool.
And I held 2 more trainings. 0. Oh, shoot. I had used up all my organic traffic, guys. I got nothing left. And I made a post on January 31st, and I just said, I failed. And I did. You know, I kind of let everyone in on my grand scheme of what I was trying to do because I'm prideful, you know, and I think a lot of us are, especially when we're, you know, experts in our industry and stuff and mentors. It's a pride thing. And I wasn't going to beg people for business. So I made a post and I said, guys, here's where I'm at. Here's the situation. I'm going to have to figure, you know, my team is so loyal that to them, they knew that I'd get jobs for them. Yeah. They knew. They have no doubt. They just knew. They were willing to work for reduced hours until I could get them work. They're that loyal. Most of them have been working for me for 3-4 years. They call me Popsy J, you know, they asked me to be the godfather for their kids. Like I've gone to the Philippines 11 times. I know them. They're like family to me. And my wife too. And they love my son, you know. It's just a really great team. I just couldn't imagine my life without them. And I just made a Facebook post. I'm starting to get emotional now. I can feel it. But I just made a post leveling up, and I said, guys, I failed. I didn't get jobs for these guys. I put on these weekly webinars and stuff, and I just have to be honest with you. My intention of those things were to sell my team, to get them more jobs, and I failed. And I said, if you were on one of my workshops, which over 300 people have been on my workshops over the past month, and only 6 signed up. And I said, if you were on the fence, or maybe there's something else that's holding you back from doing this, maybe you need my help, let's hop on a call. I had over 90 comments of people wanting to get on my calendar to learn about this LinkedIn program in 24 hours.
Wow.
I was overwhelmed. I actually teared up. I had never felt a response like that in my entire life. And for 2 days, I had 14-hour days filling those phone calls because I wanted to do every single one of them. I told him, I said, by the end of the week, I want everyone on my team to have full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I had 27 campaigns that we were using actively for our clients on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And as of today, actually 3 other people just signed up this morning. And in the past, just since I made that post on January 31st, I now have 43 active campaigns, 27 to 43.
That's amazing! Woo!
So not only was last week I was wondering how I was going to find jobs for these people, but now I'm trying to figure out, I got to find people to do these jobs.
So what I'm going to say, Jeff, is that basically by you reaching out and being vulnerable and essentially asking the world and letting them know what it is you're doing and being vulnerable with them, you were able to manifest more than 3 times the amount of jobs you needed to create in order to,
Yep.
to continue giving to the people in the Philippines and providing them
Yep.
a good life, essentially.
And Kirk Tompkins isn't lying. He literally signed up this morning.
Wow.
He's one of the 3.
Amazing. It's amazing.
So it's been incredible. And, you know, part of that, guys, is just having something that's really valuable that is easy for people to show a return, right? Like, that's what's beautiful about what you guys do. You guys teach yogis, you teach mentors, coaches, life coaches, how they can accelerate their careers, how they can bring in more money and offer more value to the people in their lives, and and how they can upscale. And you know what? Napoleon Hill, he's a super smart guy. He died dead broke, but his wisdom is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
He said that the fastest way to success, the fastest way to helping yourself, is by helping others.
Wow.
And I think there's not a better definition of manifestation than that.
I agree 100%. That's amazing. So sometimes
that's crazy, because what I see with you, Jeff, is that when you really put it out there, your true intention, which was to help your staffers, that's when the money came.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there wasn't any ulterior motive. It was just like, guys, I don't want to start letting people go, please.
Yeah.
You know, like,
no, it's amazing. And that's the key about it, I think, is that a lot of people, when they hear the word manifestation, like you said, they think, oh, that's bullshit, because, you know, who can just sit there and think about something and it appears? And you said, no, you have to take action. And that's sometimes the action you have to take is getting vulnerable, admitting you messed up, and asking for help, and then allowing yourself to receive that help, or that it's not just help, but it's, you know, interaction, allowing yourself to receive those possibilities.
Receiving those nice.
You know what? I think we should brand that, guys. Active manifestation.
Okay.
I think we should brand that. I don't know if somebody already has that, but like, we just came up with that on this call. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it before we said it today.
No. I mean, you know, we follow Abraham Hicks, and they talk about this stuff too. But totally, in terms of business and in terms of growing yourself, personal development, all that stuff, it's a great idea. So I like it. So to ask everybody out there watching, what is it that you would like to receive into your life in the next week? What are you open to receiving? Is it based on health? Is it based on wealth? Is it based on energy or human connection? Like, let's all go. What do you want to receive this week?
You know, I want to receive a little more healing on my titties, but
you want to receive more healing on your titties, just for my people, because your people know you, but my people are looking at this going, what the hell is Jeff doing? Okay. Jeff, for my people that are watching here, Kit and Rosie are really incredible people, and they work with life coaches, they work with yogis, they work with people that have practices, and they help develop them and help offer more value to people. And so they're kind of a coach's coach, sort of say, and they have their own stuff. They've got their own practices. They've got, you know, these are people that actually done it. You know, these are people that have actually done things. They're not just like coaches for the sake of coaches, which, by the way, I have a little bit of a problem with. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you're a coach and you've never done something you're trying to coach on, I'm sorry. I have a hard time with it. But secondly, okay, I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm just throwing it out there. But Kit is a really interesting guy who was introduced by David DiGiorgio, who's one of my clients, and to be honest with you, David didn't warn me about you. So
the Volcano come with no warning. We just come up.
Yeah, there was no label or anything with you, and I have to tell you guys a funny story. And this might be funny, Kit. You might want to just like hide your head a few moments of this. But no joke, when Kit first started contacting me on Facebook, he was like, oh my gosh, you are so funny. And I was like, okay. I get that a lot, so no red flags yet. But then there were some videos and things that I was doing, and I was making some posts, and he was like, oh my gosh, #BroCrush. And I was like, Bro Crush? Hold on a second. Wait a second. and then we had a phone call, and I listened to him, and I didn't know about Rosie at the time, and you guys were driving somewhere, and Rosie was in the car with you, and then we were talking about your business, and he was like, "Hold on, my wife needs this," and in my head I was thinking, "Wife? This guy sounds totally gay." That's what I thought in my head. I said, "This guy sounds so gay. Does his wife know he's gay?" That's the first thing that happened in my head. I said, "Who is this?" Right? So then maybe 3 days later, I saw you post a picture post-operation when you had your moves removed. Yeah. Because you're in transition. And for me, I have to admit, my mind was blown. I didn't even have a friend who was, in transition or anything like that. But the funniest part was, as soon as I saw that and I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, aha, now I get it. You're learning how to be me. You've got the ginger baby beard going on, like you're transitioning into me. So then,
don't throw my golden locks, please.
No, I'll tell you, I'll take that do anytime. That's a beautiful do you've got. I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for throwing me a couple curveballs in life and letting me receive maybe a little something else I needed in my life. I think it's all good when we grow and we learn from others, and and we already established a lot of funny things that we're so opposite on too. Mm-hmm. Like here I am, I've got my wife and family, and we come from a conservative town, and I didn't vote for Trump, but there's some things I agree with him. Mm-hmm. We talked about how different we are in general, and it's just so interesting how people that can be so polar opposites, like the word manifestation. I never used the word manifestation until I met you guys.
Wow.
Yeah. But then when I did my research on it, I realized the reason why was because, I didn't understand it. And also I think a lot of people that think they understand it don't understand it. Yeah. Because I think, like I said, I think active manifestation is probably the best way of saying it. I think a lot of people think that they're going to close their eyes and think really hard about a Lamborghini.
Right. Well, you know what they say.
And that's what their view of it is.
Variety is the spice of life.
And I think that this is just a testament that we get to receive each other's gifts.
Yeah.
It's like we could see.
Well, guess what, guys? I hate to do this to you, but I have a call right now. My team is smashing the hell out of me. Like, where are you? I love you guys to death. I'm so happy for what the future holds.
That's the trouble with you is we could just be on here all day long in our lukewarm tub, waiting to pee.
But we got to jump too. So thanks for coming on the show, Jeff. It was awesome having you here.
We love you. Our future.
We love your.
I can't wait. Hey, we're gonna do some video together. We're gonna have some fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And
all right.
Thanks,
all of my people that are just going, "What the hell just happened?" I love you guys. And I urge all of you, to follow these guys. They're on a very amazing journey together, and I'm really excited to be on it with them.
And follow this guy, Jeff.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Follow these guys. Hit the follow button. Bye, guys. Bye. See you later.